Hello, I'm very honored to be asked to speak at this incredible event. As an introduction, my name is Keith Massey and I'm the co-founder and science director of the Cure RTD Foundation. As most of you already know, RTD is short for Riboflavin Transporter Deficiency. RTD is a devastating early onset genetic disorder previously known as Brown-Violento-Van Leer syndrome. As part of this short talk, I'm going to discuss RTD, the Cure RTD Foundation, as well as give a brief update on RTD research. RTD was first reported in 1894 as an infantile form of ALS associated with hearing loss. RTD damages motor and sensory nerves, slowly taking away a person's ability to hear, see, move, eat, walk, and even breathe. Despite the physically devastating effects of the disease, the mental capability of people with RTD remain completely intact. Over half of all individuals with RTD will start to develop symptoms under the age of 3, with over 95% developing symptoms under the age of 20. However, there's a very wide range when first symptoms occur, with some babies showing signs at birth, while other individuals don't show any signs of RTD until after the age of 30. The exact age of symptoms, age of onset, severity, and rate of disease progression are highly variable, even among siblings. For a lot more information on symptoms of RTD and background, you can visit the Cure RTD website at curertd.org. As a refresher, riboflavin, or better known as vitamin B2, is a water-soluble vitamin which almost all cells need in the body to function correctly. Riboflavin cannot be made by humans and must be obtained via diet. Between 2008 and 2010, the SLC52A2 and A3 genes were first identified as providing instructions for making riboflavin transporters in human. These transporters play an essential role in transporting riboflavin across all cell membranes throughout the body. Shortly after these genes were discovered, it was demonstrated that genetic mutations in these two genes were the cause of RTD. These discoveries led to trials of high-dose riboflavin, which were found to help most patients with RTD. People with pathogenic mutations in the SLC52A2 genes are now considered to have RTD type 2, and those with pathogenic mutations in SLC52A3 are considered to have RTD type 3. Although there are many overlaps between these two types of RTD, there are also many major differences. For example, untreated people with RTD type 2 all experience vision loss. However, people with RTD type 3 rarely have significant vision issues. So to be clear, riboflavin treatment alone is not a cure for RTD. For reasons that are not yet well understood, we now know that many people with RTD on riboflavin treatment continue to have progression of various symptoms of RTD, but most often at a much slower pace than prior to starting riboflavin treatment. So the prevalence of RTD is estimated to be approximately 1 in 1 million births, with 1 in 500 people being a carrier of the disease. All the parents of children with RTD are carriers of one bad copy of the SLC52A2 or A3 gene. However, these carriers very rarely have any symptoms. However, if 2 carriers have a child, then there's a 1 in 4 chance, or 25%, that child will have RTD. The Cure RTD patient registry has now collected information on over 325 people worldwide with genetically confirmed RTD. These patients are spread across 6 continents and with many different ethnicities. So far, there are an equal number of people with RTD type 2 and 3, with approximately 60% being females. Based on the gene frequency, it appears that RTD is not properly being recognized by the medical community, and potential thousands of people worldwide with RTD remain undiagnosed. As genetic testing becomes cheaper and more common, and the medical community becomes more aware of RTD symptoms, we expect to see a large increase in the number of people diagnosed with RTD. So the reason I first got involved with RTD research and the Cure RTD Foundation is one extremely close to my heart. In 2011, my 3-month-old daughter Julia presented with transfusion-dependent anemia and respiratory failure. We probably came within 24 hours of losing her. After 2 years of disease progression, during which time she lost most of her hearing and vision along with other complications, we finally discovered she had RTD type 2 through whole exome sequencing. When Julie was diagnosed in 2013, there were only 3 other families with RTD type 2 that had been published, all in the previous year. I understood at the time that very little was known about RTD, and it would take a lot of medical research to better understand both the cause of RTD and to better develop treatments and eventually a cure. The Cure RTD Foundation was launched in 2016 by several families affected by RTD. Cure RTD is a volunteer-based, non-profit foundation and is the only foundation dedicated to pursuing and directly funding RTD research worldwide. All monies raised by Cure RTD go directly to RTD research. So since 2016, with the help of my amazing friends and families in South America and Cure RTD Brazil, the Cure RTD Foundation has raised over $1 million US. With this money, Cure RTD has now funded 10 separate projects on 3 different continents, and we keep planning on pushing research until we finally find a cure for RTD. Although we know RTD is caused by mutations in the SLC52 genes, we actually understand very little about why certain cells in the body are damaged and die with RTD, and why riboflavin is only partially effective for some patients. So standard blood and urine testing results from people with RTD before starting treatment are very often normal, only have very few abnormalities. Once a person starts treatment, we see most of these blood and urine abnormalities disappear, even if that person continues to decline with RTD. So unfortunately, we have no good biomarkers right now where we can track through blood or urine how good a treatment is working for a person. The major cause of issues in people with RTD occurs from damage to cells that are located in the brain and spinal cord. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to study these live cells in patients since we cannot go in and remove them without invasive surgery or causing major damage. There are many exciting research studies that are currently ongoing and funded by Cure RTD, where researchers have figured out other ways to study these brain cells. In 2 studies that are ongoing in Canada and Europe, we have taken fibroblasts, also known as skin cells, and turned those into living brain cells. This allows us to look at these cells outside of the body and test various treatments on them and investigate how RTD is damaging these cells. The major cause of issues in people with RTD is caused by damage to cells in the brainstem and spinal cord. Unfortunately, researchers cannot easily study these areas of patients, and to remove cells from these areas is very invasive and can cause damage to the patient. Luckily, there are many exciting research projects funded by Cure RTD where researchers have figured out other models to be able to study the cells in the brain and spinal cord. For example, 2 ongoing studies in Europe and Canada funded by Cure RTD have managed to turn RTD patient fibroblasts, better known as skin cells, into living brain cells for study. Using these cells, we have found new mechanisms of damage of RTD and also tested several new treatments. Over the past 3 years, RTD researchers have also created various animal models for study, including an RTD mouse model, an RTD zebrafish model, and an RTD worm model, which all carry mutations in the SLC52 genes, very similar to those seen in humans. These animals are now being used to trial new treatments and gain a better understanding of the cause of RTD. So one of the most exciting projects that CureT is currently funding is an attempt to fix the gene mutations causing RTD using gene therapy. Researchers have already developed the viral vector to deliver the correct gene into the body. Last year, gene therapy was tested on normal mice, and after 1 year we found that those mice were completely fine and this treatment was not toxic. The next step will be testing next year this viral vector gene therapy treatment in RTD mice, and if that is successful, the next step will be testing in humans. I'm excited about the future, and we keep getting closer to providing life-changing treatments and a cure for people living everywhere with RTD. I truly believe that together we can build a brighter future for everyone living with RTD. Thank you, everyone. Good night.